here's what I have so far of the bottoms for the current polystyrene drawing project. Ultimately decided to give it knee pads like a previous recent project, though because of how dark I decided to make the jeans, I had to go with this design for the knee pads. I recall starting out by essentially coloring in these pockets essentially around 6:15 in the morning. Around the time I had my first cup from the morning pot Dad made today, along with a bowl of granola cereal. Then I did these details for the shoes. Then I colored in this part of the jeans after drawing the very top of the knee pads. I drew in the corners, colored in the spaces between the corners, drew these bottoms of the knee pads, drew the knee pads themselves, and then colored in the pads themselves, essentially. And what I did most recently was draw this sideways line. And I'm going to have to use this Sharpie marker more, though I'll have to keep an eye on it. Since when I first used it, maybe during the morning hours as I was drinking a few cups of coffee, essentially from 6:15 in the morning to 9 in the morning, the cap ended up leaking a little bit, which didn't cause the marker to completely leak, like has happened with metallic Sharpie markers in the past, though some kind of bubble came out of here, this area, on some side, and it ended up making the marker bleed a little bit too much for my liking. It still turned out fine, though. It happened around here, and I just simply used this marker to blend it in order to try and fix what happened. When I noticed this, I was making this first line of details of the shoes. And then I was able to subsequently use that Sharpie marker to make all these other details. And I'll be able to use it more. I just have to watch for any leakage. And each time before I use it, Before I do so, I mark it on paper once or twice. In an effort to prevent it from bleeding uncontrollably on the polystyrene. And if I notice a bubble, I mark that on paper too. And so far, these procedures have allowed me to use what I felt was initially a defective marker. I tried looking for a replacement for some time. Yeah, but during the brief search, I couldn't find another ultrafine Sharpie marker that was that color. That's why I opened up the plastic bag, the sandwich bag, kind of, that contained the Sharpie markers. Yeah, which I believe are the Sharpie markers I've used for the beaker project that's currently at Mom's place. Around noon, by that point, I might have been just starting to work on the knee pads. I had the sandwiches Dad made for me in the morning with some jalapeno kettle chips and a glass of milk. Yeah, I lightly toasted the sandwiches, carefully slid them in the container, and then added some potato chips. Then I recall falling asleep shortly after that meal. And then waking up around 4 p.m. Which was roughly the point in which I did most of the details for the knee pads. It was during the evening/night hours that I did most of the details for the knee pads. Based off the design I used for the last polystyrene drawing that involved knee pads. During this time, Dad got home from going to Salvatore's after work. It was at Salvatore's that he got this pizza for free, essentially. Using his points on Salvatore's rewards program. He got a large pizza with a white sauce or Alfredo base, roasted red peppers, black olives, and broccoli. I contributed by having it opting for Alfredo instead of pesto and adding in the broccoli and black olives. Around the time I worked on the knee pads later, between 8:30 and 11 p.m., Dad made two Irish coffees for me, and I drank them. Though I only took a picture of the first one. Since it probably would have been redundant to take a picture of the second one. Or the second Irish coffee. A significant reason why I fell asleep around noon today was because today was the day I decided to edit and upload the U-Cut video of the Fox's Deli footage to YouTube. Although it ended up uploading to my channel around 6 to 7 p.m. Since I didn't start editing it until after I woke up. I went on my bed thinking about editing that video around noon. Ended up falling asleep instead, but ultimately I did upload the Fox's Deli video today, along with the January 27 my dinner video earlier. And I believe I uploaded that during the morning hours. Either early or standard morning hours. And not entirely sure which.